The top stories. West Coast restaurant owners call for a meeting with natural gas suppliers. The Senate passes the Evidence Act 2015 despite some opposition. And West Indies begin their one-day series against South Africa with a loss. Welcome to Nation News for Friday, January 16, 2015. I am Janelle Ward.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. News, your time, your way.
West Coast business people want a meeting with the management of the National Petroleum Corporation. This was revealed by co-owner of Naishi Restaurant, Paul Edwards, who says the businesses are still suffering from a shortage of natural gas, which began over the Christmas period. He says they are trying to make the best of the situation, but they have not been receiving the answers they are looking for. Mr. Edwards told Nation News the restaurants are forced to use small butane gas stoves and electric fryers to prepare meals, and their losses are now substantial. Meanwhile, management of the Tides restaurant said on Friday they had to turn away a number of guests who had booked weeks in advance since they were unable to cook. A number of independent senators and the opposition have objected, but on Monday the Barbados Senate passed the Evidence Act 2015, which includes a series of amendments to the 1994 Act. The major complaint against the legislation is that it altered an accused person's long-held right to silence under official questioning by the police. However, when debate resumed on the matter on Friday morning following the Christmas recess, Leader of Government Business in the Senate, Maxine McLean, and Minister of Labor, Dr. Esther Bayer, argued that the right to silence had not been curtailed. 10 government senators voted in favor of the legislation. 1 opposition senator and 2 independent senators voted against, and 2 independent senators abstained. Barbados's first drug treatment court was formally launched earlier this week in an effort to assist offenders rather than simply jail them. Now, Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite says the next project will be to work with drug offenders who are already in prison. He made the disclosure on Friday at the official opening of the new headquarters of the National Council on Substance Abuse at the corner of First Avenue, Belleville and Pine Road, St. Michael. Mr. Brathwaite said more interventions were needed within the prison setting.
So our next project really will be how do we intervene more with the individuals who are actually incarcerated, because that is a bit of a challenge, not only in terms of the number of individuals who are in need of assistance, but certainly our resources in terms of professional and otherwise is a bit of a challenge. If there's any consolation, if you speak to any prison chief across the world, is an issue that they all have in terms of the access to resources and personnel. But again, we're going to have to see how we can intervene more within the prison setting to assist more individuals who are abusers of legal and illegal substances, because there's no use them being in prison, coming back out, and the first thing they do is go back onto the block and start all over again. So we need to address that vicious cycle.
Meantime, NCSA manager Betty Hunt threw her support behind Chairman Dale Callender's call for more financial support for the organization.
It would be remiss of me not to throw my plea behind that of the chairman, who some of you would have heard mentioned earlier at our church service, who encouraged financial support of the council in 2 specific areas. That is, in the acquisition of another mobile classroom, which is now 8 years old. The present one is now 8 years old, but that has impacted over 37,000 primary school children today. And the furnishing of this area where you sit to provide a state-of-the-art training room, which is necessary to ensure that persons who engage in this work are kept abreast of the rapidly changing dynamics of the drug challenge. This training room, when coupled with our existing library, will become a cutting-edge resource center in the highly specialized area of drug education.
A former legal officer with Republic Bank's Mortgage Center was ordained as a Methodist minister during a service at St. James Street Methodist Church on Thursday night. Reverend Allison Carter retired in 2012 to study and prepare for full-time ministry in the church, where she has served in several capacities. The ordination came ahead of the church's 195th conference, which opened on Friday. Tashika Springer is $40,000 richer and jumping for joy after winning the grand prize in Digicel's Christmas promotion. She was in disbelief when she was presented with her check on Wednesday at her Warrens Terrace home. Ms. Springer said she plans to use the money to get a business idea off the ground.
I am extremely elated. I am shocked, very, very shocked. I am happy, extremely happy. I'm still in shock, like, this happening. Like, I am very. I want to thank Digital from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
The second prize winner was Keisha Strawn, who won $20,000. In sport, West Indies lost their first one-day international match against South Africa on Friday by 61 runs. Batting first, South Africa made 279 for 8 before rain brought their innings to an end. The Duckworth-Lewis method came into play and the visitors were required to make 226 in 32 overs, but they were bowled out for 164. A full report is available on nationnews.com. And finally, a 62-year-old Pennsylvania woman says she discovered a python in her bathroom floor one night. At first, she thought it was a scarf since, quote, it has such a beautiful pattern. But when she prodded it with her cane, the head moved. Police came in and removed the snake, which the woman believes may have been a pet that squeezed under her front door. That has been the Nation News for Friday. For more, log on to nationnews.com, as well as join us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Pick up your papers over the weekend, or please subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you for joining us. Have a good weekend.